Hey everybody, here we are at the corner of Dovercourt and Dupont in Toronto. Another super cold day. This building is finally, I think, up for demolition. I'm just gonna go walk around this corner, go underneath the bridge, come back up and go walk on Dupont towards downtown a bit. It's about minus 10 degrees in the city. And it's cold. But it's sunny, which is a good thing. All right, so let's check this out. Interesting. This building used to have tons of studios in it. Photographers, artists, that sort of thing. It used to be a very kind of a cool place. I remember, I think back in the 80s, I went there a few times to rent a studio or something like that. I don't quite remember, but it was a pretty grungy place in a cool, kind of an artsy, back in the 80s type of studios. In the 80s, all the photography studios, and 70s to 60s also, the studios, photography studios used to be very homey. You know, they used to have couches and a lot of props and guitars and musical and just stuff junk in there, you know, and it was a good way of photographing models because the models could kind of blend into the background, you know, sit on a couch, lie in a bed kind of thing, and get kind of those natural, interesting photographs. But now, most of the studios are a blank white canvas that you go and you have to set up your own setup, and minimalistic studios are nowadays. Back in the day, these studios were great because you walked in and you already had the atmosphere. A lot of times when you take a photograph, you need a bit of an atmosphere to go along with it, you know, some sort of a character, a cool wall. That's why we use canvas walls. We need some texture, we need some feeling to the shot, you know, character. Otherwise it'll just look very stock type images. I'm going to cross the image, go past, wait for this car to go by. The van. Yeah, so big differences in photo studios. Most of the studios on rent now in New York and Toronto are just a white room, basically, with a big cove. Everybody loves that white cove. The problem with that is then you got to add all the interesting stuff. Wow, I didn't know there was a park here. I'm just gonna go in a little bit, discover this. Wow, this is really cool. I should take the bike here. There's garages and stuff. Very nice. Oh, I guess you come this way in the garage and you get this alleyway here. Okay, I should come and play in the summer, but let's continue on the net. This is Ossington, so can I go back on? Yeah, and these studios in this place were, you know, very kind of like somebody's eccentric apartment. That's what I would call them. And this whole idea if you watch a movie called Blow Up. It's a 1960s black and white cult movie about a photographer in London that his studio in London, England, back in the 60s was all, he had all sorts of weird stuff in it, airplane propellers and weird stuff, and and he would shoot the models in these different areas, and it would be interesting. But nowadays, everybody's photographs is the same because everybody has the same camera, same Photoshop program, same Mac computer. They have the same seamless background, and they have the same white paint on the wall. So everybody's photographs are becoming more and more the same. Whereas if you photograph somebody in an interesting grungy place like this, inside one of these rooms with you know, old furniture and leather couches and stuff that you couldn't get anywhere, you would be you could get interesting shots. COVID, now action. People are writing slogans on the wall. I like the kind of a semi-political graffiti myself, whether I agree with it or not. I like. Let's check out some of these. I just don't like a tag of somebody's name, or I prefer that people add their own political twist to their writing on the wall. Look at this air conditioner. Wow, this air conditioner here It's been here a long time, all rusted up. You know that it kept so many people cool in the summertime. What a history. What a history. Yep. God, it's cold today. My teeth are freezing. Oh my God. They put this blue signs all over the city when they want to demolish the place. And I like this one. This guy decided to put it in luxury ghettos. And crossed out the name or something. That grocery store across the street. Too dark, but it's an interesting one. I should cover that one more time. We got another luxury ghetto. This guy's really serious about his messaging. So we're heading, where are we heading? Down towards downtown. So this is 88 Dupont, I guess. Yeah, 88 Dupont, something like that. I guess, I'm not too sure. And next to it used to be these Sobies. Actually, I used to have this photo studio around here back in the 2000s. And I used to come here at the Sobies sometimes late night time and grab stuff, food and that sort of stuff. Wow, this parking lot is massive. This is going to be a massive project. I guess this is, I like the shot of this truck, and feels like we're in nowhere. That's the advertising what they're going to build here. And look at how big it is. And all the way in the back there, there's a motorhome. 2 motorhomes left abandoned there. It reminds me of that movie, Breaking Bad. Probably. It's the back of this place. All right, let's keep walking this parking lot since we got this. Check this. This used to be a Sobies where, like as I said, it used to be open 24 hours before the situation we're in. Now they close all the stores early. But the reason they closed this because there's another store opened up about a couple hundred meters down called Fat Boy or Farm Boy or something like that. And, you know, it's modern, it's clean, everybody's going to go there. Oh my God, this area is super windy. Look at this. Massive area. This used to be there where you get all your groceries and all that stuff delivered to. Let's keep going. As soon as a place gets closed up, people do the graffiti up the place. Why not? They still got a Canada mail. You know, sometimes when you wonder why your letter didn't arrive, you know, I'm sure nobody's picking mail off of this place. Look, we got our shadow. Beautiful. Beautiful. I took some pictures here a few minutes ago. I'm going to post them in the video at the end. And you got a stop sign. This is a cool sign too. All right. We're continuing on this walk on this day in the city. Super cold. Super cold. Icy cold. Wow. I got my long sleeve gloves on. That's what I'm going to call them from now. Long sleeve gloves. Because cold fingers are just should be illegal. All right. No idea what street is this. A side street. Let's go up a bit this way and then we cross the street right here. All right, this is one last look at this big property here. It's going to be a massive construction going on there. It's going to probably go on for a good couple of years. We're crossing this street. That guy's letting us go. Meanwhile, we want to film. Look how low, there's so many low-rise buildings here. It feels like we're in the middle of nowhere. There's a lumber store. This street used to have a lot of industries, because there's a train tracks going up and down. So back in the 40s and, you know, I guess back in the day, this used to be all industrial land. And let's keep going on this street. These Toronto garbage cans are kind of annoying. It's like they're a hazard too. When the door doesn't close, it's so crazy. A lot of body shops, garages. Look at this guy's cars, man. It's not bad, not bad. Probably with just a fender bender. It's an auto collision center. I guess for high-end cars. I'm gonna cover my face up with a bandana. It's freezing. New Canadian Lumber. New Canadians Lumber. That's a cool name. Makes me wonder how they came up with that name. That gentleman passed us there. He purchased food from a new grocery that we're gonna get to in a minute that they just opened up. And we have a fancy dealership with cool cars. Oh, there's a old Mustang in the window. Maybe we can take a photograph from here. Maybe okay, what's going on here? Why is it dark? My glasses are fogged up. There you go. See how that turns out. My glasses are super fogged up because of the bandana I'm wearing. Yeah, lots of places like this along this street, that lumber and industrial kind of thing, garages, that I think they're not going to be around very long. I don't know if you can see it across the street, a typical house on this street. This lumber guy's got a lot of property here too, so they'll come after him soon. They'll make him sell it out and make a condo happening here. Like this is, I think, a photograph while they were building this last year. Ooh, last year. It's really nice that they make these sidewalks wider. They made these guys build far back. Usually the sidewalk is only that size of a flower planter thing. But makes it nicer, the street. Makes the street wider. Wider. There's a new grocery store. Actually, I went there the other day and picked up some sauerkraut. A Polish sauerkraut. I've been trying that. Sauerkraut is the Polish kimchi. You know, I like kimchi, but I switch between kimchi and sauerkraut for appetizer and snack during meals, I guess. Something interesting. All right, look at this. I don't know if you can, there's a inside parking, way too dark. All right. The lighting is super harsh today. Very contrasty. All right, let's go and see what's going on here. That used to be a Bentley dealership, I think. Very new. And that store, I remember I bought my first Mac computer on the second floor of that place. Used to be a computer shop. That's before Apple took over and monopolized selling their equipment. You could buy an Apple computer at any store that carried it. And there used to be a guy upstairs that I bought my first Mac Tower there. And he was a great guy. They had great service, and you just show up there and they fix it and ram it up for you, all that kind of stuff. Now I think you have to do You have to go to Apple for everything. All right. I'm going to end the film here and then start another film up around Dufferin. There's a bunch of construction going on there also. I'm going to record some of that. The shops across the place are interesting too, across the street. But I'm going to film those some other time because they're in the shadow, and I don't want to filming them in the shadow. I don't like the effect I get. So I'm going to stick to the sunny side of the street. And here's another grocery store, Loblaws. We're the corner of Christie. We got a runner and Dupont in the city. Thanks for joining me for this walk on this frosty, let's keep going, super cold day in Toronto. Here's a warning to people watching this from outside Canada. Do not, I repeat, do not come to Toronto in the wintertime at all for anything, not even for work, unless they're paying you a ton of money. It's freezing, it's cold. Caution, trip hazard. That's crazy. They got all these signs and they dug the sidewalk. Well, of course, if you didn't dig it and put little funny things in the middle of the road, there wouldn't be a hazard. Anyway, so thanks for joining this walk. We will catch you in the next film.